All right, now the next thing I want to talk about today is your ability to visualize golf shots. So when you're actually on the course, we're talking more about the mental side of the game. So one of the terms that I liked that I've heard recently was from Jordan Spieth, and he has more of a modern era look on this, where he talks about basically playing a video game and how he relates to that in the actual golf swing. Where if you played like a Tiger Woods golf, like PGA Tour, something like that, you can see the shot, you see it on the monitor, you see it fly, and it lands right by the hole, right? So Jordan talks about how he actually tries to see the video game play out in his mind. So he'll be behind the ball, he'll see what he needs to do. So let's just say for him it was maybe a little high draw into a tight pin on the left or something like that. He'll visualize what needs to happen. He'll see the shot play out on that video game, and then from there, he would then execute the actual shot. Right? So that's what I want to basically assess and see on your visualization aspect of it. How good are you at that? Okay, so you're gonna close your eyes. All right. Now what I want you to see, and I'm not talking about the hole or anything like that, but I want you to visualize what the weather's like. Is it cold? Is it warm? I want you to visualize grabbing your club out of your bag, right? And then even the walk up to the tee. So going up towards the tee box, putting the tee and the ball on the ground. And then from there, going through whatever the routine is that you would typically be doing. So you talked about standing behind the ball, right? Trying to picture a target that's an intermediate spot. So I want you to visualize that. And then go through the rest of the routine of whatever it may be, practice swings, things of that nature. And then from there, I want you to visualize addressing the ball and all the way to where the club is in mid-swing, your awareness of that, and then the actual impact when you make contact with the ball, and then how the ball flies off the club, whether that goes straight, left, right, whatever that may be, and then seeing that ball at its trajectory, at its height, and then landing on the fairway, and the ball then stopping in the fairway. Okay, so how were you able to follow along with all of that?
It was fine. I guess more of I couldn't really visualize how the golf ball landed or anything, because I don't really see that happening a lot. It's more like, oh, it just goes that way.
Yeah.
Once I look at where it goes, I just kind of pick up my bag and go.
Gotcha.
Instead of like watching it land.
Well, I mean, I'm guilty of this too, where a lot of times I'll see the shot, I pick my target, I walk up, and then I do the same thing with the intermediate spot. I'll hit it, and I just watch it go, and then I sometimes even just look away if I know it's good, right? But a lot of times, especially in my pre-shot routine, I'm guilty of this, and it's important for even my students and everyday golfers to do a better job of watching the ball in our mind flying, and where do we want it to end up? We want it to obviously end up in the hole, or if it's a tee shot, it should end up in a certain spot on the fairway, and we should encompass that in our objective of what we're trying to accomplish, right? It's not just trying to hit a ball straight, it's also trying to make sure that we're prioritizing or strategizing is probably a better word, as to where we want that ball to end up, so that we're in the right angle into a pin, things of that nature. Because you're a fairly highly skilled golfer, so those are things that you might want to start considering too, is just basically envisioning almost a strategy as to like, where does the ball need to be? What angle do I want it to be at? Things of that nature. And I would try to practice this, so even if you're at home and you got some time where you're killing, or even driving to work, I'm not telling you to close your eyes while you drive, but envisioning basically, let's say you were going to have a round of golf the next day and you're at home, envisioning what's going to take place on your first tee shot and then the next shot. So Tiger Woods would talk about how he's played every course that he's played before he goes into the tournament. He's already played that in his mind. So he knows every shot of what he's about to do, and he has a strategy in place.
I'm just going to observe you here, walk me through before you do that, what you're trying to accomplish, so I know where the target is and all of that.
Okay. I'm probably going to cut this one a little bit towards the right. I see a lot more trouble on the left side than on the right. Probably going to take it either over the tree, probably just left of the tree. Sorry, not left. Sort of along the left side of the fairway.
Okay.
Kind of towards the side.
Okay, so you're going to start it kind of on like the edge of the green up there in the distance.
Yep.
You want to fade back towards almost the 10.
Yep.
That makes sense. Pretty straight. Okay. So one thing this is a more of an opinion, but one thing that I've always really been a fan of is if I were to hit a straight ball, I never wanted to penalize me, right? So that didn't necessarily penalize you on there. You're just in the light rough, so that was good. Had you gone more severe and said, "Well, I want to aim more at the trees and then let it cut back in," I might have suggested otherwise. So that's something that I've always really been a fan of because for me, I've never wanted a straight ball to penalize.
Okay.
So that's something I would consider to think about. That's an option too where you said there's not much trouble on the right, so what if you just aimed on the right and you played for more of a draw, and if you hit a straight ball then you're totally fine versus aiming at the left where the trouble's at, where a straight ball would hurt you, and then trying to work it towards with the inside of the course. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that would be one thing I would keep in mind as far as course management strategy.